Joining us live now over the phone is Catholic Connection radio host Teresa Tomeo. Teresa has been in Rome and she's there now. Teresa, can you hear us here?
I can, and I'll tell you what, I was just listening to your great reports, and isn't it true that there's always a Michigan connection to even the
I know, it's amazing.
It's
It's amazing. What has the reaction been like there in Rome?
It's just been so exciting. My husband and I, Deacon Dom, we're members of St. Joan of Arc and St. Clair Shores, and I was here covering this, obviously, for my radio show. But we saw the white smoke, and it was a total surprise. I got off the air at 5 o'clock Rome time, and we were going to come down here because we wanted to hang around, obviously, St. Peter's. But then we're watching an Italian channel, and all of a sudden my husband says there's white smoke, and so we literally run here. And we were there when we were, of course, waiting for about an hour by the time we got here. And we heard the words Habemus Papam in person. Now, for me, as a Catholic journalist and as a reporter, even when I was at Channel 7 years ago, I covered many Catholic events working with Archbishop Maida and the Archdiocese of Detroit. I covered canonizations and beatifications and all kinds of other events. But never have I been present for a conclave here, and to hear those words in person, Habemus Papam, it was just amazing. And the hair on my arms and the back of my neck raised in a good way. And there were so many different American flags, and there were Americans standing around us on the Via della Conciliazione, the main avenue leading up to St. Peter's. It's the moment that I'll never forget. It was very powerful, really powerful.
I'm sure. Now we know Cardinal Robert Prevost, a surprise selection by the 133 cardinals, new pontiff, of course, taking the name Leo XIV. What are your thoughts on the selection?
Well, it's interesting because I just heard the report by Darren, which was excellent and describing, and I heard my friend Father J.J. Beck interviewed, and Father made such great points about the diversity of this Pope. And I love the way he came out and said, peace be with you, because if you remember, earlier this week, the cardinals did put out a statement that they were very concerned going into the papal, the election. They were very concerned that there wasn't peace yet in Ukraine or in the Middle East in terms of what's happening there with Gaza and whatnot. And so the fact that he came out with the words of our Lord and saying, peace be with you, was just, I think, a very calming effect, saying that this is the way he's going to approach his papacy. I think it's exciting because he's so diverse, even though he's American. I mean, when I saw his face, I was trying to figure out who he was, because in the Catholic world, we were all thinking, the former Vatican Secretary of State was a possibility, Cardinal Perilin, or maybe Tagle from the Philippines, or maybe one of the African bishops. So when he came out, my husband and I were, who is he? And we couldn't get online because, of course, you're right by the Vatican and everything was cut off. But it was really, I think, very refreshing and assuring. But it was surprising, I have to say, because all the experts with whom I was speaking this week on my show said, oh, it's not going to happen until maybe Friday. But, definitely not before, the weekend. So this was the time of it, just one day, was really a surprise, in addition to him being an American.
All right. Well, we'll see what way he takes the church. Thank you so much, Teresa, for being here with us.